Bonjour. Here are a few reasons to guarantee you'll have a terrible time in France and you probably won't want to come back again. But before we get started, let me grab a glass of rosé and we can have a chat. My name is Makita and I'm a content creator based in New York, but I'm married to a French man and we're currently visiting his family or my in-laws. Reason number one to guarantee a terrible time in France, you're not doing your research. And no, TikTok and Instagram do not count as research. If you spend the money to come to France, you've saved up and you want to have a great time, do your research and have an idea of what you're getting yourself into, especially if you do not speak the language. Know the culture, the laws, know the do's and don'ts. Be prepared so that you will be able to have a better experience navigating your surroundings. Number two, you're peacocking around. And look, we've all been guilty of it. Single me, when I was coming to France, I would pack like 3 suitcases worth of stuff because one, I was creating content. So I wanted to make sure that I had the right outfits. I had heels. I had all these things so I can go out, go to Bambini, Monsieur Le Bleu, all these places, and just to look cute and look the part. But remember, you're wearing all these expensive labels and you're attracting attention. Especially as Americans, we're a little bit loud. French people are a little bit more demure, but we're loud and attracts the wrong attention. There will be people, scammers, thieves that will be ready to get all the shit that you have. Excuse my language. Look, I'm not saying do not wear what brings you joy. You should definitely do that, but be mindful that there are people also looking at you in the wrong way just to take advantage of you. And I've seen so many girls on TikTok that are like, just these sob stories are crying because their stuff has been stolen. Rolexes, vintage things, they're like rare pieces that have been stolen on trains in Paris, and my heart goes out to them. But at the same time, it's just being mindful that you're vulnerable to being attacked on trains in public places by people who are trained professionals to actually take your shit. It's a trade-off. You want to peacock around, great, look cute and all that, but make sure that you're being more vigilant and know that you will be attracting attention, both good and bad. Number three is, as a tourist, expecting to get some kind of special treatment or be treated a little bit more special because you are a tourist. You're guaranteed to have a terrible time if you think that as an American or a tourist, all these high touristy places, yes, like they might give you a little bit of a special treatment because they want your money, but for the most part, most people are not going to get catered to you. They're not going to help you on the trains. They're not going to do any of that stuff. So just be mindful that yes, we have this individualistic view in the US, like where we're very, very special and the customer is always right. But here, it's not the case. French people are known for speaking their mind, whether they like it or not. They're going to tell you what they think, or they're going to give you some kind of expression. So be prepared for that. You are not going to be treated any different from a French person, maybe even worse because you are an American. And it's a terrible thing to say, but it's true. Number four, this one has been drilled in my head for so many times, even before I married my husband. It is not knowing the language or even trying to speak the language. And when I say that, I'm not saying like be fluent in French, but it's just having the common courtesy to try and learn a few phrases. Bonjour, bonsoir, bonne journée, je voudrais, like those things. So when you go to a restaurant, you can order. You don't have to like have full sentences, but just to know the basics. So you'll be able to be respectful enough to order something and also know the etiquette of that place. Better yet, before you even ask, just ask Siri to translate into French for you, and she'll do that, and you can practice before you go. That's a very, very good tip that I've been using, even for me, I've been using that myself. Number five is the naivete about the culture in general and the misconceptions that we have about French people. If you're coming here and you have these misconceptions, you might be putting on them. And I think like a lot of times when as Americans we want to be cute and be like, oh, I thought French people did this, and then you come off looking stupid and you might offend someone. So just be mindful of that, like just knowing that the culture is different. The next one is thinking that Paris in general is a city of lights and love and all of that, and not being mindful that there is racism. There's racism everywhere. As Americans leave because we see things on social media and it's so like rosy. We feel like it's different from the US. No, there's a lot of racism in France, especially towards North Americans and West Africans that live here. Like I know that navigating through the world of this world, I know that I'll be judged for based on my skin color. And I have experienced racism several times actually when I was here. One of the most vivid ones from my memory was when we were looking for venues, and we actually went menu tasting at where we went ended up getting married, and it was on a Sunday. They were doing a like it's a brunch, and it's like it's expensive for the region, so people were dressed up, looking nice, and going to brunch. So we went to do the menu tasting with me, my husband, my soon-to-be husband, and our wedding planner. And we sat down, and my wedding planner actually, she didn't want to sit. She wanted her back to be towards the room and not facing the room. And I didn't really, I was like, why? And she was like, no, I just don't like, I know the type of environment this is. You can be bothered by my presence all you want. I'll still be here and I'll still do what I need to do. So I just remember there were three women sitting on our right side and they kept looking at us. They kept staring. I had on like a very cute dress. I had my Chanel bag. I think I was dressed very nice for the appropriate. We were all dressed very appropriate for the place. And these three women were just like looking and sneering and just like, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what the fuck is like your problem. Like I haven't spoken to you, I haven't done anything, and they would just kept looking, trying to like make me feel uncomfortable. I just looked at all three of them, and I spoke my mind, and that was that. Like, and they turned around, they had an unpleasant brunch. It shouldn't be that way, but it is. Like there are places where you're guaranteed to have a terrible time if you let people get to you. If I can impart some wisdom, especially for people of color that travel to France, just know, yes, there's racism. You will be judged, and maybe they won't say anything, but there are people that might just feel inclined to sneer, do the little sniff like you stink or something like just like those like obnoxious shit that a lot of white people think they can do and get away with. But for me, I don't let people get away with stuff. If you know me, you know me. And just be mindful of that. The racism does exist here. So if you are out and about in surroundings, whether it could be you're at some very expensive place at the Ritz or Plaza Atene or wherever, there might be people that might think that you do not belong there, and they might go out of their way to make you feel as such. But just don't let it get to you. You can either choose to walk away or stay and just thrive and live your best life because you also paid for this vacation. The next one that will guarantee you have a terrible time is having that herd mentality when you come and arrive and thinking you're going to go to all these touristy places because you saved all these places on Instagram, on TikTok, and then they said it's like so beautiful, picturesque. These are all tourist traps. They're gorgeous for a reason, and you will probably be in long lines. There'll be a lot of crowd, people waiting to get pictures at specific locations. So if you are coming expecting these iconic pictures, know that you have to wake up super super early to get there, and oftentimes they're influencers that are getting their pictures taken just so they can get crowd free shots. Know that you will be surrounded by a whole bunch of people, and you're gonna end up having ruining your day because you're like, shit, I've been waiting in line waiting for this and I'm not getting the right pictures. The Louvre, Mona Lisa, y'all, like that line, yes, it's an experience to say you saw the Mona Lisa, but she is this big, and two, the crowd there is so atrociously like it's just too much. It's a headache. And the final one that I have to bring up, I hate to say it because I am also a content creator and I've been doing this for 18 years. I love giving recommendations, but do not expect to have the same experience as an influencer who went on this trip, and you expect to have that same type of curated experience. It's not going to happen. One, a lot of influencers reach out to brands for them to like curate these experiences for them or get special treatment, and they're going places with the sole purpose of creating content. So they're getting catered to. So if you're going to these hotspots expecting to get the same type of luxuriousness as XYZ content creator that you saw, you're probably not going to do you're not going to get that type of treatment unless you have buku dollars to like spend. Yeah, it's not going to happen. All in all, France is such a beautiful country. There's so many places to visit. It's not just Paris, it's not just the south of France. Let me just say, it's the same way that people come to the US and say, I'm going to New York, or I'm going to Miami, I'm going to LA. It's, we have those hotspots that people want to go to, but America is so huge and there's so many places to experience and visit. Same thing here. There's so many things you can do while visiting Paris. For instance, you can actually take the train and go get outside the city. You can go to Champagne, do a day trip. You can go to Bordeaux and do a day trip. Just do not limit yourself to just being in Paris. Leave your comments. Let me know if this was helpful or even chime in. But until next time, thank you for watching and I'll see you soon. All right, bisous.